There were rumors yesterday. We have two TVs on in studio, and it's on FS1 again. I guess nobody's changed the channel. Be me. And yesterday it was on Undisputed, and they had this topic about Bradley Beal being a Lakers target. We heard that during the season. And whoever becomes the GM of the Wizards is going to have to make a decision. Do you keep Bradley Beal, who I think has 2 years left on his contract, makes a lot of money, or do you ship him out for prospects? And apparently this may have started with Urkel. Is that right? Do we have the audio from Urkel?
With Jaleel White.
So let's play what Urkel said.
Why is Urkel on the show? He's just, I don't get it.
They have celebrities on the show.
Like when they have Lil
sports.
Wayne on ESPN.
Yeah,
exactly.
have
So
Michael
dumb.
Rappaport, or they'll have whoever.
I think it's bit season.
Yeah, it's
They're
officially
bored too.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this is Urkel on, was it Undisputed?
He'll never shed that
Can
tag.
I do that?
He'll never shed that tag ever.
I never watched
really
that
like
show.
them. The person I would really like them to see them get, and I posted it on my Instagram, was Bradley Beal. I posted it then because it was a mutually beneficial trade. The second John Wall went down, Washington unknowingly went right into rebuild mode with that contract. So now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you got Lonzo Ball, you have somebody who deserves to lead a team, maybe get a whole season underneath leading the team without somebody looking over his shoulder, no bench play. He's the starter, he's the guy. It's
So
becoming.
you're not afraid to give up Lonzo Ball long term for Bradley Beal short term?
Oh, no. Bradley Beal would be a great addition to the Los Angeles Lakers. Great.
Guys are...
Lonzo Ball could.
Historical Roast. Watch Historical Roast on Netflix.
So it's now
I'm
officially
hungry. Got any cheese?
it's officially bit season. If we're listening to Urkel
I'm listening
talk
now.
about the trades between the Wiz and the
Yeah, but
Lakers.
he's a Lakers fan,
He seems to know.
but there is actual discussion, and I think the Wizards are going to be a team that's going to be considering making a move like that, and the Lakers are talking about making moves to try and bring in a proven guy to go alongside LeBron James versus the young guys that they have. So this begs the question:
service.
if the GM search expands to add Cake Sawville, and Cakes
my hat is thrown in the ring.
actually wins the job over Danny Ferry and the
Yes.
rest of the guys they're interviewing,
I don't know how I'd win it, but sure.
would Cake Sawville deal Bradley Beal, number
Yeah.
one?
Okay.
Would you be first of all, would you be willing to
Of
deal
course,
Bradley Beal?
I would look at
All right.
all options.
And then would you be willing to deal Bradley Beal for a package of Lonzo Ball, either Kyle Kuzma or Brandon Ingram,
okay.
and the number 4 pick?
Ooh, I would
Because
would seriously
JP
consider
GM would do it.
I wouldn't consider
I would do it.
I would seriously consider it because that's a tantalizing package. I mean, the number 4 pick plus 2 pretty good players in Ball
if
and
you
either
think-
of those other 2 guys.
If you think there's no shot you're going to sign him to the max deal in 2 years, then of course you make the
It's
deal.
not even that I have no shot, but I just think, is the team going to be a playoff? Right? We don't think it's going to be a playoff team.
No, why would they
Without
be a playoff?
John Wall, they're going to draft somebody with the number 9 pick. The latest mock that I saw had them drafting the center from Texas.
The thing is
Well, Jackson
the thing is
Hayes,
that
yes.
Brad had such a ridiculous year last year. Now, a lot
did.
of that is and he's a guy.
But he's matured and gotten better.
But, I mean, 25, 5, and 5, and he's only 25 years old.
Right. It's simple. Are you going to sign him to the $190 million deal over 5 years and 2 years?
The thing is, they
If you're
need
not-
more. The
if
thing
you're
is, they
not-
need more
Yeah,
pieces.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
if you have it in your mind that
He's-
they
he's
can't afford
worth it.
then of course you trade him.
He's worth it, but they need more
Trade him.
pieces.
Okay, well, what would you do? You're the GM. Jason Bishop gets the job.
I
as
don't think
GM.
you can have Beal and Wall together with those salaries, so I would trade them.
Yeah, I would trade him.
Because you're think about this. That's $38 million plus what Wall will be making in 2 years.
which is over $40 million.
Yeah, you're going to tie up almost $80 million in 2 players.
I mean, I
Scott
love
Brooks
Bradley
is
Beal. but
The
probably-
rest of your roster will
I think
suck.
I'd have to ship him out.
Scott Brooks is probably dead man walking in this respect. The next GM, that's probably going to be mission number 1. So whoever takes over the job, whether it's the guy from Toronto, whether it's Danny Ferry, whoever it is, they're probably going to look at the situation and come to the determination, which we have. And if you want to chime in, 800-636-1067 is, this is not a playoff team. Bradley Beal's great, but Bradley Beal with Thomas Satoransky as the starting point guard and
Right.
the rest of the guys who are going to fill out the lineup, whoever it is, it's just not good enough. So can you get a deal where you get something like a number 4 pick, Lonzo Ball, who, granted, you're going to get his dad with him,
Right.
but Lonzo Ball actually, to me, has
That
shown
is not a factor.
has shown that he's a pretty good player in the NBA. Passer, not a great shooter, but he can help your team. And then if you get a Kyle Kuzma,
Man, he's had a lot of injuries, though.
he has.
He's been banged up.
He's been banged up a lot.
By the way, how's that big baller brand working out?
Yeah, you called that.
Oh, not so great.
You're right.
But why hate a startup?
Do you think the Lakers...
Did you hate Under Armour from day one?
They're
Just a guy starting up.
They're a successful company.
I know,
Right,
that's
but
in
nobody was
retrospect.
expecting it to be Under Armour.
The point is, were you
Anyway,
in
it's a
on Under
tangent.
Armour
It's
when
a
Kevin
tangent.
Plank
All
who
I
cares?
am-
Made his first T-shirts?
Okay, who cares?
All
Big
I
baller
was is
brand will never
correct
be
on
Under
that.
Armour. We know that.
Right.
Let's get off that.
Yeah.
Do you think the Lakers would offer those two players and the 4 for Beal?
Sounds like a lot, but I mean, Beal's an all-star. He's an all-star player, and you have to pay for
Well,
that
if you're
sort of
the
guy.
Lakers, if you're lying Rob Pelinka, you gotta get LeBron James in the playoffs, and it didn't work with Kyle Kuzma and Brandon Ingram. Would it work with LeBron and a shooter? Probably. If you put Bradley Beal with LeBron, they're at least a playoff team.
The problem is,
Wow,
this is
you
not.
would
Regardless of what else is
But
around
you're also
them.
losing some
Are you
significant
speculating
production.
this could happen before the NBA draft occurs, with the Wizards not even having a GM in place?
Well, one would think that before the draft they will have a GM in place.
Well, the
Or
clock's ticking. When's the
or
draft?
the
Like June
temporary
20th?
GM's going to run
Yeah.
the show for the draft, which to me is a bit of a debacle.
I mean, Tommy Shepard is apparently running the day-to-day until they
Right.
name somebody.
But if they're targeting the
Well, you-
Raptors guy, the draft isn't before the end of the NBA Finals. So then the NBA Finals end. You talk to the Raptors guy if he's willing to come, or if he pulls a Donnelly and says, "Not that size, I'm
Or
staying."
Connolly.
Well, you know what? You
Connolly, sorry.
can't have Shepard make the pick and then hire someone to run the
Absolutely
team.
not. And I don't like the look of, oh, well, the draft's on June 19th or 20th. We're going to have our guy in place on, I don't know, June 14th, a week before the draft begins.
The only thing-
This has been botched from
Okay.
the first step.
But the only thing I'll say there is, if you're hiring somebody who's already in the league, who's already a GM, he has his draft board and he's done his research for his team anyway.
Right, but he might have been
And it
looking
look-
at
but you know
different
what?
guys.
It looks last minute, rushed in it and jumbled and like thrown together. I don't like the optics of it.
But I would guess that whoever it was would be absolutely prepared. Now, would they be as familiar with what the Wizards have? Maybe
Well, they
not, but
don't-
the Wizards only have 5 guys under contract.
Right?
Yeah.
They got 5 guys under contract.
Yeah, they're going to have to add a lot of guys.
JP, you think the Raptors GM right now is going through the top 4 picks in the draft, 5 picks, and breaking them down?
No, but
he's got
has,
bigger things on his
Yeah,
plate.
I understood, but he has scouts. He has people underneath him that do that work.
Cakes is
And he
right.
should trust his board.
It's a rush job.
I would like the GM to be in place. I don't know. Call me crazy. A month or so before the draft occurs.
Well,
Is that possible?
it's not going to happen.
It's not happening. It's physically impossible for that to happen.
Well,
That's great. Wait until 5 minutes before the draft to name your GM.
Unless that they just are, I don't know why they haven't named him yet, but unless they just think Tommy Shepard's the guy.
They're not going to draft
Well,
anybody
if
good
he's the guy, name him.
with the 9th pick anyway. 9th pick is poop. Look at the way the draft is trending. It's,
Pretty much is, but you need to.
It's a terrible pick.
You would hope that you're diamond in the rough like the guy from Denver. You land your Nikola Jokic.
You're not going to find like a Kawhi Leonard or one of these. Like you're just not.
But it happens.
Odds
in each
are
draft.
you're
not
not.
anymore. It's
Donovan
rare.
Mitchell was what, number 10?
13, I believe.
13.
It's so
You gotta
rare.
get him.
You got to get the one guy
Right.
that hits.
You got to find
Right.
the outlier.
They're not.